there's a movie that came out a few years ago, back in like the early 2000s. It was a movie called Hitch. You ever seen the movie called Hitch? You ever heard of that movie before? It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie. Actually, it's a romantic comedy, but it's got some good parts, guys. You can dig it. And it's this movie with Will Smith and Kevin James. In fact, there's the picture of Will Smith and Kevin James, and this is a famous scene in the movie where basically, just leave that up for a second. The synopsis of the movie is Will Smith is a dating coach, and he helps goofy guys figure out how to get girls get women that they are too intimidated to go after, to pursue, and he just gives them a few tips, a few pointers, and all this. And in this scene, he's helping Kevin James in a dancing situation. And interesting, when my wife and I first watched this movie, we were watching it, and my wife said, "Honey, that guy up there, that is so you." And I thought to myself, I've always felt pretty cool. I thought like I was Will Smith. I felt like I had a lot of Will Smith going on in my life. She was like, "No, dummy, you're Kevin James." I was like, really? I'm the fat, goofy, white guy who can't dance. That's who I am. And funny, we have more than one person have seen that movie and said, "We were watching this movie and we saw this guy that reminded us just like you." And I was like, "Will Smith?" They were like, "No, the fat white guy." And I was like, "Oh, okay, great, awesome." So anyway, in this movie though, end of the movie, there's this scene where, just leave that up for a second. You can take it down actually. There's this at the end of the movie. There's this scene where Will Smith is talking to the girl that Kevin James' character is going after. And she begins to explain to Will Smith all of the things that made her fall in love with Kevin James. And as she goes and starts listing the things that made her fall in love with Kevin James, Will Smith is shocked to learn that everything that he told Kevin James not to do, he did, and it was those things that made her fall in love with him. She said, "I saw him dancing, and he was dancing like a big goofball to make me feel good about not being able to dance." And Will Smith goes, "Are you serious? That joker danced? I forbid him to dance in front of you." She said, when he pulled out his inhaler right before we kissed, it was so adorable. He said he did not pull out that inhaler in front of you. What the point is that sometimes the things the reasons you are chosen are not the reasons that you think they are. Amen, somebody? In fact, a lot of guys, especially young guys, you might start going to the gym not because you care. In fact, if you ask probably 99% of guys why they start going to the gym and lifting weights, they'll tell you, "Man, I want to look good for girls, man. If I get the right body, if I get the right arms, man, I will attract all the girls I want." Here's the thing. I've been lifting weights a long time. This is what I've learned about lifting weights. The only people that are impressed by a strong, athletic, and impressive physique are other men. Most women don't really care. It's not the thing that you're not chosen for the thing that you think you are. And that's what Paul is breaking down to the Corinthian church when he says, instead you were chosen not because you were strong, not because you were powerful, not because you had it all together. But in fact, Paul says there were actually 4 types of people that God chose instead. Here they are. 4 types of people God chooses: the fool, the weak, the despised, and the nothing. So if you feel like you fit into any one of those categories, or if you have ever been any one of those categories, or right now you're thinking, "Yep, I'm right there. That's where I'm at today in this season of my life," I got good news for you. God has chosen you instead.